William Cormac was on a quest, and it was a quest that would deeply consume and depress him. Cormac had become passionately interested in the local Aboriginal tribe of Newfoundland, known to him as the Beothuk. He had spoken with a member of the Beothuk community recently, a young woman, and he had heard from her and from others that their people were in trouble. And so Cormac had put together this expedition to go out into the wilderness to locate what Beothuk were left and to see if he could help, if they could help in any way. By the time Cormac had reached the province's interior and had gotten as far as Beothuk Lake, he had already been on foot for several days, and they had encountered evidence of the Beothuk, but all the stuff was old, and it looked like it belonged in a Beothuk ghost town. But through all this, the lake had been Cormac's great hope. The lake, Beothuk Lake, it was named after them after all. This was their place. If he could just get here, and if he could just convince whoever remained of his good intentions, maybe they could finally figure out what was going on. But now, as we join William Cormac on the edges of Beothuk Lake in the middle of November in thick snow and cold, we find William Cormac in a state of misery. Yes, there were more Mammotiques at the lake. There were the remains of smoking buildings to preserve their meats and other things, but no Beothuk. As Cormac explored further, and with almost a feverish tone now, he discovered the remains of an old cemetery even. Eventually, he came upon a raised sepulchre that the Beothuk had erected, and inside he encountered something particularly heartbreaking. There were the remains of several children, as well as an adult man and woman, what would later be identified as a married couple. All had been arranged with great care and with different items put around them as offerings and gifts. The woman in particular had been shown great love as well, placed in a pine coffin and wrapped in white muslin. And there's a chance that Cormac may have known this woman, or at least may have known of her. He'd recently met her niece, actually. And Cormac, though not a perfect man, I think truly did care about the Beothuk. And I think he meant well. He meant well to trudge through the snow to get there. He meant well, I'm sure, as he stared down at the bodies of this wonderful family. And I think, in his way, he meant well too, as he then reached down and removed the heads of the adult couple. And after carefully looking them over, tucked them in his bag to later send back to Scotland to his favorite professor.